Hello students, myself Professor Ankur. I welcome all for the gate theory session from analog circuits. Today we are going to cover the second part of BJT, and today's topic is BJT common emitter configuration. So let's start with the BJT common emitter configuration topic. So in the previous session, we have discussed common base configuration of BJT. Now we are trying to understand common emitter configuration in BJT. So in common emitter configuration, the base will work like input terminal, the collector will work like output terminal, and the emitter will work like common terminal. The emitter terminal is unused here as an input or as an output terminal, and that's the reason the configuration is CE configuration. So if I can observe the configuration carefully, since base is the input terminal, IB will be my input current. The voltage between base and emitter, which is VBE, will work like the input voltage for the configuration. The output current is collector current, and that is going to be output current of common emitter configuration defined as IC. And the output voltage of the common emitter configuration is voltage between the collector and the emitter defined as VCE. So now, when you see the battery connection, you will find that there are two batteries present, one for the input side and other for the output side. Again, the use of the battery is such that the base emitter junction should be forward bias and the base collector junction should be reverse bias. This is all because we are trying to keep the device in the active region so that we can use it as an amplifier, or we are trying to use it in the amplification mode configuration. So when I try to get the current relation in the common emitter configuration, if you see the common base configuration and the common emitter configuration, in all the configurations, you will always find that the internal structural operation will remain the same, because we are always trying to keep base emitter junction forward bias and base collector junction reverse bias. So this rule is predefined for all the configurations. So with that logic, we are having a freedom to use the current equation of one configuration as a current equation for the other configuration, because the current equations are designed with respect to the internal operation of the device. And since the internal operation remains the same, and that's the reason we are easily able to use the current relation. So when I try to get the current relation for common emitter configuration, the common emitter configuration is having output current as IC and the input current as IB. So when I try to relate IC with IB, the factor is going to be beta. That is defined as the DC current gain of common emitter configuration. Just like we had alpha as the DC current gain of common base configuration. So here we are going to start a derivation where we will take IC as alpha times IE plus ICBO. This is the current relation for common base configuration. Then you substitute emitter current is equal to the collector current plus the base current. That's a standard relation for BJT. On substituting and rearranging, you get IC is equal to alpha upon 1 minus alpha times IB plus ICBO by 1 minus alpha. So the factor alpha upon 1 minus alpha is defined as a new parameter beta, where beta is defined as the DC current gain of common emitter configuration, which is the relation between the output current of common emitter configuration, that is IC, and the input current of the common emitter configuration, that is IB. And the last part, or the last contributor, which is ICBO by 1 minus alpha, which is as good as beta plus 1 into ICBO. That value is equivalent to ICEO. So just like we had a leakage contribution in common base, so ICO will work like a leakage contribution in common emitter defined as ICEO. So here we are having three graphs. The first graph is a transfer characteristics graph. The second graph is input characteristics graph. And the third graph is output characteristics graph. So whenever we are having characteristics, we normally have three types of characteristics. First characteristics is a relation between input parameter and input parameter, which is defined as input characteristics. Output characteristics is a relation between output parameter and output parameter. And transfer characteristics is a relation between one output parameter and one input parameter. Since BJT is going to be a current amplifier, you can see a relation between IC and IB for common emitter, where IB is the input current and IC is the output current, and the graph is as good as a linear rising graph because IC is beta times IB. And when you see the common emitter input characteristics, these characteristics are again trying to resemble the characteristics of a normal PN junction behavior under forward bias. So you will find as VBE increases, IB will increase. And when we go for the third characteristics, which is the relation between output current IC and output current IC and output voltage VCE, you will find that the collector current is going to rise as and when the base current keeps on rising. Also, when the VCE starts rising, the IC starts rising. The rule for getting the characteristics always remains the same, whether we talk about the input characteristics or the output characteristics, because you are having two impact batteries, one for the input side and other for the output side. If you are trying to study the input side, the output side impact has to be constant. That's the reason when you see the graph of IB versus VBE, you will find VCE as a constant value. And on similar lines, when you try to study IC versus VCE, you will find IB as a constant value. So observation says that whenever the value of VCE increases, the IC will increase. After a particular value of VCE, the graph almost becomes constant. So till the time you will find that the value of IB is rising, the IC value will also keep on rising, because it is supporting the relation IC is equal to beta times IB. So this is the small understanding regarding the transfer characteristics, input characteristics, and the output characteristics. Now this is an important effect which is defined as early effect in BJT. The early effect in BJT was also known as base width modulation. This is an impactful operation when you actually try to increase the output side battery. So when you try to increase the output side battery, the collector junction will make the internal base collector junction more and more reverse bias. This will increase the drift current of the charges, and that's the reason the collector current will actually increase. Now, whenever we talk about the rise in the reverse biasing of a particular junction, since the barrier width keeps on rising, the region for the particular region of base, that value will keep on decreasing. Now, what do you mean by this statement? Very simple understanding. We are having base and we are having collector. Whenever we talk about an NPN transistor, the base is basically a P region and the collector is basically a N region, and we are having a barrier between the base and the collector. Now when I increase the barrier with the help of reverse biasing, the width of the barrier keeps on rising. But what will happen simultaneously? Since the barrier is spreading inside the base region, the base area keeps on reducing. So that's the reason I can say there is a fall in the width of the base. So the potential barrier increases, the base collector junction increases, but the width of the base keeps on decreasing. And simultaneously, if you observe, because of the rise in the PN junction width and rise in the drift velocity of charges, the collector current will increase. This entire impact can be visualized as whenever the VC starts rising, the IC will increase. But if you try to see the previous graph, the graphs were actually assumed to be ideally at a constant level. But ideal behavior is not practical behavior. Practically, there will be a small rise or incremental change in the collector current due to the change in VC. And that's the reason you can see a slope impact of IC versus VC. So when you just take all the slopes and you make a concurrent point, it will intersect on the x-axis at a negative side. That point will be defined as minus of VA. That is basically a point that determines the impact of early voltage. The typical magnitude of early voltage goes from 50 to 150 volts. So here, when I define the impact in terms of early voltage, the value of IC will be defined as IC is equal to IS e raised to VB by VT with a multiplying factor of 1 plus VCE by VA. And similar impact can be seen in terms of beta also. The beta will be defined as beta F into 1 plus VCE by VA. So where beta FO is defined as the forward common emitter current gain at zero biasing. So this is the impact of early effect, or you can say early voltage in BJT. Thank you.